Hey, everybody, welcome to another show of Codex After Dark. I'm your host tonight. I am Sal the Slab Guy, and you can find me on YouTube at Sal's Comic Corner or on Instagram as the Slab Guy 77. As always, I've got with me Dan, the man, the artist, Dan Kelly. Where can they find you, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? You can find me on Instagram at dankellyart.com. I post art, music. Started posting some of my writing about 3 days a week. So go give me a follow. I just had a giveaway for hitting 500 followers. I'm now last check at 530. So when I hit 600, I will have another free art giveaway. And I also just completed the drawing for the person that won the 500 follower giveaway on the Comic Character of the Day Facebook page. So I'll be posting that probably starting next week.
That's cool. That's cool.
And up here we got
over on this side, we got J-Dub.
Oh, I'm here. Yay. Yeah, that is me, ladies and gents. You know what I'm about to say, guys. Go check out the codexstation.com, your one-stop shop for everything Codex. Get some merch, meet the team, talk to us, let us know what you like, don't like. Leave some comments down below if you guys want to. On the website, all of our socials are linked within there, so there's no reason for you guys not to like, share, subscribe, and find us in every platform you could think of imaginable. Definitely go check that out. And one other thing that I want to throw out there, since Kevin is not here today, I might as well, do the due diligence for this. And guys, my name is Kevin. I started a group over on Facebook. It's Comic Character of the Day. I'm just paraphrasing. We do cool covers. We do questions. We do a character every week. I don't know what the character of the cover was today, so I can't tell you. But go check it out. We did just have the 500 follower or like. So OP Taylor, you did win. Congratulations, buddy. We're gonna have you on an episode of After Dark, I believe, maybe next week. So we'll keep you posted on that. Thank you for jumping in there. Thank you for liking. Congratulations again. All your stuff's probably gonna be coming very, very soon.
Yep, indeed. Because you'll get some artwork from Dan, and you're gonna get a slab from me as well. So I think logistically, just so you know, everything's gonna come to me, and then I will ship everything out to Opie.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I did add him on Facebook too. Great guy. And avid collector. I think when he messaged me, it was like 56,000 issues.
Oh, wow. Jeez. That's more than me. More than me. That's amazing.
Let me double check so I have the information correct here, because when he told me, I almost died from swallowing my own spit. Let me rephrase myself, because he has it all in CLZ. He says because I was telling him about After Dark. He says I might not have the tech skills, but I've been collecting for 49 years, and I have 57,821 comics added to my CLZ app. I can talk comics all day, baby.
That's impressive.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah, well, awesome. I commented on the thing when Kevin announced him as the winner. I was like, hey, I'm going to give you the artwork. Just, message me and let me know what character you like. And he messaged me and he gave me a list. He's like, oh, I really like these DC characters. I really like these Marvel characters. Like you say, good guy. He's like, but if you don't want to draw any of them, he's like, but if you don't like any of them, just let me know and I'll give you some more characters I like, because I don't want you to have to draw something that you don't like. And I was like, no, I like all those characters. I picked the first one that he gave me, and I was like, well, I'll do that. And
cool.
I sent him a picture of it, and he seems happy with it, so I'm happy.
Nice. That's awesome.
Happy.
All right, guys. Tonight, for our topics for tonight, we're going to go through our pools, of course. Dan and I've got pools. I think Jamie does not have any tonight, so you're just going to have to watch, okay? And as for our topics, our first one's going to be our big topic. Should the DCEU follow the MCU pattern? Should it? Yes or no? I don't know. Is it a good thing to copy, or is it not? We'll see. And also, we're going to talk about the Shazam box office results. Was it good? Was it bad? What did you all think of it? So that's what we're doing tonight. But before we get into our pools, we got to check out our sponsor. Our sponsor tonight is Dubby GG Energy Drink. It is a great energy drink. There is no sugar. It's all vitamins. It is a great drink. There's no jitteriness. There's no crash. There's no bad aftertaste. But you don't need to hear it from me. Jamie, we got a commercial for this. Hit
Yeah, we do.
it.
All right, guys, check out our sponsor and partner, Dubby Energy. That's Dubby.gg if you guys want to go find more of this product. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is my first time actually trying it. We did get it. Me and Sal actually did get it about a few days ago. This is my first time using it. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is the most energy I've ever had on one of these episodes. I am not lying. I've been bouncing in my chair. This is the cleanest form of an energy drink you will find on the market. Trust me when I say that. There's no jitters, there's no angst, there's nothing but pure energy. Drinking this right now, I'm drinking the Dragonade, and it is phenomenal. No bad aftertaste like most of those energy drinks that you find out there. So guys, definitely go check out Dubby, and that's Dubby.gg for more, and use the code-X at checkout and save yourselves 10% on your order and purchases. And if you don't believe me, let's hear from Sal himself, who doesn't even like energy drinks.
Okay, I'm going to say this. I never liked energy drinks. I was always too jittery. The crash was terrible after them, and the taste was also horrible on lots of those. So I stayed away from them. But now I've tried this one, and I'm telling you, there was no jitters. There was no crash. It tasted great. There was no bad aftertaste. I love this energy drink. This is a good thing to have, and I'm definitely going to buy some more. And there you go. I had to, give a last little push there.
Yeah. And I got my big energy tears right here, the blue res. I can't talk more than good about it. I honestly, if I had to rank them right now, as of this moment, it would go Beach and Peach. This is yeah. Beach and Peach, Dragonade, and then big energy tears.
All right. I'm liking the fruit punch, and I'm liking the strawberry banana.
The Monkey Madness. Yeah. You had some great. You said 12 out of 10 on that. You didn't even give it a 9.8. You went over.
I went over on that one because it was good. It was definitely good. The thing I mentioned about the strawberry banana one, the monkey one, is there's no caffeine added to that one.
Yes.
And that tasted great. All right. So
what else did you mention about it, Sal?
What's that?
So what else did you mention about that particular flavor?
The strawberry banana. Do we want to say this? I don't know if we want to say this.
Go for it.
Okay. After I did have some, I added a little extra ingredient on the next drink, which happened to be rum. And it was amazing. Okay. So it was really good. The strawberry banana concoction is just perfect. And it's a little bit of a hint of rum. Oh,
now let's get into the specifics real fast because Jamie's curious on this aspect. Which rum was it that
Captain
we used?
Morgan's. Captain Morgan's.
Was it clear or was it the actual just Captain Morgan?
It was a clear one. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. Just for future reference studies.
Yeah, future reference studies.
That's good for a friend.
Down the list there, in the future, there's going to be some more experimentation because I've got flavored rums, which I can add to it. So we'll see.
Yeah. And ladies and gents, I did get an email. They are talking about doing cans. So you can buy yourself the actual cans of these flavors too.
Oh, nice.
So I am not 100% sure on the details right now, but as far as we're concerned, they're going to be coming, and hopefully by the end of the year.
All right, cool. All right, up to pools. Dan, go first and show us what you got.
All right. Well, I don't have much this week because I am broke as a joke.
Everybody is, bro.
Everybody is.
So I got 5 books here, and then I got these. I figured I got these 2 little kind of collector old things I found cleaning out my mom's house a while ago. I'll show off real quick. So I have got Punisher number 10, and I've actually read all these. It was a good issue. I think the storyline comes to it. I don't know if it's the whole series, but I think the storyline comes to an end at 12 issues. I think the series does too, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So we're getting to that point where it's all kind of starting to wrap up. So that will be good. I got Vanish number 5.
Oh
yes.
Yeah.
She-Hulk number 11, which was which this issue was a lot of fun, especially the beginning of it.
I kind of like that cover.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
good cover.
it's a good. I like the series. I like all the covers that they've done where it's just one solid color for the background and then she off there. Like I like it. It really stands out on the shelf when you're looking at all the stuff. Flash 795.
Is it the 1 Minute War?
Yeah, 1 Minute War Part 6. There's only the next issue of this is going to be the last part of 1 Minute War. It's going to be the finale.
That's issue 800, right?
No, the next one will be 796, will be the finale of 1 Minute War, and then it'll be, I guess, like the last storyline before they relaunch the series. And then I'll say this is my book of the week. It actually came out last week, but the shop was sold out, so I got it this week. Blood Tree #1.
Ooh, Tomasi.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's good. I'll say the cover artwork is better than the interior artwork. Not that the interior artwork is bad, but
Oh, just blast them right now. Come on.
But the series is cool. It's about these detectives that are investigating what is thought to be a suicide, where this naked guy falls into the middle of the street during a parade with angel wings on his back. And then later on in the issue, they find during a Yankees game that the same thing, but with a woman that is kind of thrown off, lands on the field during the game, angel wings sewn onto her back. Both scenes had the same message that was written there, so they start trying to investigate that. So it's it definitely has me interested to read the second issue of it. And then, like I said, I found these couple things at my mom's house, cleaning it out. I thought I'd show off that I got when I was a kid, this Hardee's official Ghostbusters 2 cup.
God.
I've never had Hardee's.
Oh, God, it's so good.
The Hardee's breakfast is amazing.
I loved Hardee's when I was a kid. The mushroom Swiss burger and the curly fries.
Yeah.
And then another which you could tell because here is another Hardee's cup. This Spider-Man Captain America facing Doc Ock comic that is printed on the cup. And they had done a whole series of these. This was the only one that I had, or at least the only one that I still currently possess. So
nice.
A couple nice little oddities to throw in.
Yeah, that's always cool.
So
all right.
You got, Sal?
All right, so I've got my pools in the shop as well, and I got one slab to show you. So I got this Superman #2. All right.
That's cool.
I picked this up because it's a wraparound cover, and you got Darkseid on the back.
Yes.
And they're all they look like they're just blasted right in the middle there. Very cool. I have not had time to read any of these, so
if you were going to get that slabbed, you would have to get two of them slabbed so you could put them side by side.
Yeah,
absolutely. And then we got Amazing Spider-Man #22.
That's a cool cover too.
It is a pretty cool cover. Hopefully the story moves a little bit faster. I got Spider-Man Lost Hunt #5, War Spider Armor.
Can I ask you, how is that?
Lost Hunt is not too bad. I think I've read read issues 1 through 3, and it was okay. I mean, it was kept me interested.
Because I seen that, and then I also saw Spider-Punk, and I wanted to grab that, but I was like,
I have not read Spider-Punk. I'm not sure why I'm just not interested in Spider-Punk. So if you could check it out, he's even got 2 swords.
Oh.
So.
It's better than 1 sword.
2 is always better than 1. Got the Carnage #13.
Nice.
Yes.
This
Summer of the
has
Symbiote.
been an amazing series. This has been an amazing series. If you have not checked that out, you should. I also have my Vanish #5, which I'm looking forward to. So I'm going to say this is my most anticipated book of the week.
Nice.
I also have a Blood Tree, thanks to Dan's recommendation.
Yeah, Dan's like, you know what? You're just going to buy it anyway, so just throw it in your pile.
He's like, come on, just get it. Just get it already. And I picked up this one, Doctor Strange #1, because it was just a cool cover.
You know what the messed up part about that is McKay's doing a great job on all of his books.
Yeah.
That is the first book that I have seen people have mixed reviews on.
Really?
Yes, that is the first time I've seen something.
All right, well, there's my pools, and now for my slab. Got this
God.
in. This is a Venom #3, Delato signed. Whoop, where's this? There we go.
There you go.
Ooh, nice.
9.4. From CBCS.
Like, what? How does that even exist? And I don't know about it. Like, I feel like you're just making stuff up at this point and being like, I got it slabbed.
Sal gets his own, where the different
like stores get exclusive, Sales gets his own exclusive.
Yeah, Sal gets his own exclusive.
He's like, call Jim Lee right now. He messed this up. I need this fixed ASAP pronto. Like, come on.
I need a new Venom cover to go on the wall. Chop, guys. Come on. Get to it. I need to see proofs on my desk at 8 a.m.
And I'm not talking roughs. I'm talking final copies, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I'm talking final copies. That's right. All right, so that's what I have from my shop. Jamie, anything you want to add to this wonderful
I got nothing as of right now, unfortunately. I would love to have something, but
as you can see, he has a different kind of pull.
Yeah. My finger went to the other side of my hand. So that was fun.
Usually that stays on the hand.
No, it can't. It was like off the knuckle, so it was bad.
Right. It doesn't go like that or anything like that. Okay.
No, yeah. My fingers were like beep. It's like I can point at you over there and you across the hall. So
at the same time.
Same time. Yeah,
all right, despite the hands, let's get on to our topics tonight, gentlemen. Should the DCEU follow the MCU pattern for movies and shows and stuff like that?
Before we even jump into that, we do have someone we need to talk about. If you guys liked what you guys have seen, Sal can give you more information.
Yes. You want to go check out Heroes Corner Comics. And by doing so and using the word codex, you can save 20% off their order. Now, they've got exclusives. They've got slabs. They've got back issues. They've got a ton of things. They've got even store exclusives from Heroes Corner Comics. In fact, they even have a codex bundle, which you can order. It's 3 exclusive books, the Heroes Corner Comics, $30. And you can use the codex keyword there and save 20%. I think we got a commercial for this too. Jamie, don't we? Hit it.
Everyone, if you're anything like me, you love comics, but you also love a good deal. And our friends over at Heroes Corner Comics have just the deal for you. From exclusives to back issues, graded slabs, current issues, and even set up a subscription with them. And all you have to do is use the keyword CODEX at checkout. That's CODEX, and you will save 20% store-wide. So don't miss out.
Definitely don't miss out, folks. It's a great site. They're great people. They package very well. They ship really fast, and they're great to communicate with. If you ever have issues, you got problems, you got to return something because something comes damaged through the mail, talk to them. Just reach out to them. They're more than willing to work with you in any way.
Yeah, Louie and Kathy have been amazing to us so far.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Check out Sal's YouTube page for their, his unboxings. He shows you how they package everything. Check out mine if you want to just get right to the nitty gritty. Check out Tim's if you want to see what that Codex bundle is all about. And they are going to be doing their mystery box giveaway again, starting up in April. Now, this is a little bit different than the last one, from my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Sal.
Yeah.
But it is going to be $125 instead of $100. But you are going to get
correct.
a 9.8 CGC slab with your purchase, and it's still going to be that $200 to $250 value for that $100 extra.
That is correct. And trust me, that I got the mystery box too, and there was definitely more than $100 value in there. It was definitely around the 200 mark for sure.
Yeah, especially.
I think he did it last time. Doesn't he let you say like, "Hey, I prefer Marvel stuff," or "I prefer DC," or "I want to mix," and he'll like tailor it to stuff you like. So if you tell him like, "Hey, I want all independent stuff," you're gonna get all independent stuff.
That's right.
All Marvel, all Marvel.
Yep.
He's still gonna throw in like stuff from the store itself, like his Heroes, the Heroes Corner Comics exclusives, if he has any more or anything like that. But if you tell him I wanted DC primarily, he gave me mostly DC stuff. Just talk to him, reach out to him, join Heroes Corner Comics Insider on Facebook. Just don't miss out on that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, all right, then let's get on to our first topic then. Should the DCEU follow the same pattern as the MCU when it comes to movies and shows?
Go ahead, Dan.
Dan, why don't you take first on this?
All right. I don't think it should follow the exact same thing because with Marvel, everything is tied together. Like the TV shows, and the movies are all tied together, even to the point that something like What If is still kind of tied into it because they're only doing What If episodes based on things that have happened in the movies. They're not doing any of the stuff that's specifically from the old comics. And I've heard rumblings that the X-Men 97 that they're even going to find a way to try and tie that in later on down the road when they do like Secret Wars. So like everything that Marvel does is tied in to the one larger narrative. And I know James Gunn had already said they're not going to do that with this one. Like it'll all be tied together for the most part. But when he said like, yeah, when we do the Batman, that's going to be an Elseworlds thing. When we do the next Joker movie, that's an Elseworlds thing. So even though their shows and movies are tied together, and they're doing it the way Marvel is, where like if it's if there's a thing in animation and in live action, the actor in live action will voice it in animation. They have left the door open for stuff that that doesn't tie into it. So I think it gives a little more creative freedom as opposed to, well, we want to do this, but we got to figure out how to fit in this, in this broader narrative that we've had going on, for 10, 20 years now. So I kind of wish Marvel would do that a little bit more. Like it's cool that it's all interconnected like the comics, but the comics still have stuff all the time that's not tied into the main universe. So it would be nice to see some more standalone stuff occasionally. So I don't know. What do you think, Jamie?
Honestly, when it comes to this, I wouldn't do no kind of copy and paste. I would maybe utilize the end credit scene if you're leading into something every now and then. But as far as taking what Marvel did, because they had this like 10-year plan that no one knew about, and kind of doing that with DCEU, I don't see it being like a prominent thing for them to do. I think they need to tell their stories the right way. They need to kick it off with Superman, get that established, get that out the way, and then see where they can move from there. Because James Gunn's already said he's got like the 5-year, and then they're doing their 10-year deal, which sounded to me like, oh, great, we're getting Marvel in the DCEU. But for those that don't really know out there, like what you were alluding to, Dan, is everything's connected with the MCU, whereas the animated shows, blah, blah. DC's always capitalized on everything else. All they can't do right is get the live action stuff right. You look at the animated series or animated TV shows, they all are amazing. Like I think they blow MCU out the water when it comes to those, the movies and TV shows. When it comes to like live action series, like Titans, I thought was great.
Yeah.
Supergirl, amazing. They got canceled obviously due to the fact of them rewriting all the new DCEU. Even the video games, like to me, the video games have been so much better DC wise than they were Marvel wise, and that's not coming from me being, a DC fanboy. Like the rest of my team's Marvel for some reason. I always pick the Marvel guys. But at the end of the day, it's like what really stuck out most, and the hardest part is what you need to do for the live action movies. Now, if you sit there and try to copy MCU, it's not gonna that's gonna have a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, I think. So I would sincerely, hopefully, not allow that to happen. Still have some connection, like even in Superman, you could be like, we need to go to Gotham, we need some help, and that's the first time we see who Batman is. Something along those lines. Not just, hey, end credit scene, we're tying this all in, and then everyone comes together 6 movies later in Justice League. It'd make no sense to me. It'd be like, oh, I'm watching the Avengers again, but through Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Well, I feel like like you said, with a 5-year, 10-year plan, like it also, I hope that they have flexibility built in there too, because Marvel has had some flexibility where they, what they did with Inhumans and how they fit Spider-Man in and some of the other stuff. But like when you have that long plan like that, how flexible are you going to be on it if something turns out to not work, or you end up having like, someone pitch you a great idea? Are you going to say, well, it doesn't fit into our framework, so we got to wait, or what?
Yeah, exactly. Sure. It's all got to kind of make its own. It's got to be its own entity. Like it's got to have its own flair, its own flavor. Because if you don't, it's stale and boring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Sal, what do you think, man? Like honestly,
So I'm gonna slightly disagree with you both.
okay.
Okay, and I like the connectivity. I really do. I really like how they connect the shows, even just small little references. I think one of the big DC movie fallacies, or one of the big things they fall down on, is to actually connect the dots. You know,
No.
Give me the small reference, like you said. Oh, we got to go to Gotham, and that's where we're gonna see Batman and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not just saying, the circus is going to be halfway to Metropolis by now. Bullshit. I don't want that.
Yeah,
That's
no,
not the connection
agreed.
I'm talking about. But story-wise, how they kind of Marvel did it really well, and they kind of flowed into one another, and they kind of branched off into the Disney Plus shows, which kind of are their own separate entity, but still kind of connected to everything because they still give you little references, and which is great. So I think they should kind of mimic that. I agree they should not 100% mimic that, because then that would leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth, be like, oh, well, this is just Marvel over again, just different characters, But
Right.
in a sense, though, yes, the Justice League is going to be like the Avengers, and yes, we need to see these guys all on the screen fighting. And how else are we going to do that? There's not many mathematical probabilities here. Here's 7 guys, and now they got to go fight something bigger. That type of thing. So where they failed it after like the Batman Superman connection. I felt like they got that down, and then they just said, "Oh, here's everybody else," type of thing.
Yeah.
Where did Martian Manhunter come from?
Well, definitely shoehorned them in Batman versus Superman. It's like, oh, here we're going to show you these little clips of these guys, and it's not going to add to this movie at all, and it's going to kind of be really awkward with it too.
Right, and I thought Wonder Woman actually fit well with the 3, so they got the Trinity in there, which I think they merged pretty well. But then, they just did not. They failed to go over that last hump to get everybody in smoothly, And a lot of times I feel like, all these characters need their separate movies, because there's 100%. There's a lot of people out there that do not know a lot about the characters, so they get their own movie and they can just sit back and say, oh, okay, here's Aquaman. This is his deal. Okay. All right. Well, that movie was enjoyable. It was okay. The script was, but special effects was good. But then in the next movie, where it's somebody else, you could have him do a cameo or make a reference into, where they see him in the news or something like that. Just gives you a little bit of like, oh yeah, that guy was in the last movie.
Even if it's like a small reference too, like, oh, don't go into the sea. Like, that's already controlled.
Yeah, right. Something like that, and that's where I think DC is really falling. Now, to DC animation portion, Jamie, you're 100% spot on. They've connected that and put that together, and that has flowed very nicely. That is, connects one movie to the other. It is really good. Some of the art or some of the animation I did not like.
There were some I agree with.
And I was able to get past that because the story kept me going until the very end. Okay.
Oh, like the Apocalypse War was probably Endgame level, but for animation.
Yeah.
Well, I like how their animation they base it on actual stories from the comics. A lot of them they are, and they try and mimic the art from the comics. So like when they did the Superman Batman ones, like they're like, all right, we're gonna make the animation style look like Ed McGuinness. When they did Gotham by Gaslight, it's okay, we're going to make the animation style look like Mike Mignola, which I thought was fantastic. It was what I hoped Marvel would have done with What If.
Now, DC has actually put out a couple of animation movies that I did not care for, and a couple of the Batman offshoots were just kind of weird and not really pertinent to me. I actually turned the last one off because it was just like, what is this? This is not. I don't know. I didn't like it at all. It just felt like it was going nowhere, so I turned it off. So I don't know. I feel like they need that little bit extra connection to make them work, and then they could be unique. It would be similar, but I can, us being comic guys and knowing the difference between Justice League and Avengers, we could, we're okay with it because, hey, we got these guys all working together on the same screen. Where people like my wife would be like, is Chris Helmsworth in this one? I don't know. And I'm like, no, honey, that's
And I only came here
he's on the
for
other side.
Thor.
Yeah, he's in the other movie. He's in the other movie. She's like, when's that one coming out? I'm like, we'll talk later, okay?
Let me finish this, would you?
Well, I agree with you. Like, I like the interconnectivity of Marvel. I'm just saying that I like with what DC, with what James Gunn said it's going to be with DC, how all of it's going to be connected, for the most part. But they're going to have the Elseworlds thing where they are able to do stuff that's not connected. That's just what I was saying. Like, I like how it's all connected.
Oh yeah.
I like the fact that they're going to have this creative freedom where they say, like, hey, you know what? If we get a really awesome idea for like a Green Arrow movie that doesn't necessarily fit in with all this, we'll be able to do it and just like, oh, it's Elseworlds.
Right. And I agree with you. If they duplicate it too much, DC duplicates Marvel's pattern too much, I think it will sit sour on a lot of people because then they're not feel like they're getting new content, or something new.
At that point, it just becomes repetitive, and people are like, I've seen this before, but on a different format.
Right. But see, this is the... Oh, go ahead. You want?
I was gonna say it's almost a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if they copy Marvel's formula and it works and it's successful, people are gonna be like, oh, whatever, they're just copying what they did. If they do their own thing, then it doesn't work, they'll be like, oh, well, you should have just done what Marvel did. They showed you how it would have worked. You should have just copied that.
Right. And I believe the offshoots are a good thing too to introduce, a lot of, B and C characters, and then. This also works for MCU because if they do those offshoots and they're not really like pushing a story or pushing a line going on, but they are introducing a character to you to show you that this character exists, and then later down the road they could use that character again. So
I had a lot of thought in this, and that's something that you brought. I know it.
Brain hurt.
My fingers
drink some Dubby, be fine.
Yeah, Dubby's gonna help me. But no, it literally, to me, is if you're gonna introduce, just say a new character, say like the Blue Beetle movie that's coming out. Yeah, exactly. Jaime Reyes. So they're introducing him. This is technically still an Elseworlds kind of title. It doesn't fit anywhere within the continuity since DCEU is getting revamped. But you can utilize that. If the ratings are good and people want to see Jaime Reyes still, later on down the road, there's your chance to take him and put him in something later. It doesn't have to fit into the story at that time. So if like later on they do Identity Crisis, something in that form, they could be like, oh, you know what? Here, throw him in. We have him. We got him locked. We can use him now. Instead of something where it's like, we're going to introduce Blue Beetle. You're going to see him for this movie, and then you're not going to see him again for another 6. I don't care if you liked him or didn't like him, you're going to see him again.
Right.
But this gives the audience a chance to be like, you know what? I really connect with that character. So, and popularity and, what the rating was or the Rotten Tomato score was, then you have that chance to be like, okay, you're going to sit for a minute. We're going to introduce you. We just don't know how yet into the bigger scheme of things.
Right. So let me kind of throw this on the flip side and say this, because let's say they get Blue Beetle in and they've got some movie going on and it's not a Blue Beetle movie, but Blue Beetle's going to be in it. You got to take the time to give the backstory, the back history to this character and not mash it into 2 minutes so you can save time for your main plot.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying you got to have these offshoots of these characters. That way they have their own story, their own time, or own plot. Then you can stick them in anywhere. It's just like plug and play.
Yeah, exactly.
That type of thing. And you don't need to waste time and energy trying to re-explain this character in the movie.
Well, think how much, Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League movie was like 4 hours long. How much time could have been cut out of that if they already had the Aquaman movie and the Cyborg movie and the Flash movie, and they already had established, and it was like Avengers, like we can just hit the ground running and we work on the characters meeting themselves for the first time, but we don't have to tell you their backstory and fit all that into this whole other crowded narrative. One thing I think that's, I don't want to say hurting the DCEU now, but even with what James Gunn has told us, there's still so much we don't know. Like, all right, we know that you have this set of movies and shows that are coming out, but he said the video games are going to be tied into it all, but he didn't mention anything about games. But we know you got these, like 8 or 9, 10 TV shows and movies he announced. But as far as Castillo, he said, oh, well, not everything that happened before is gonna, some of these actors might come back, but the only thing that we know for certain with it is it's going to be a new Batman and a new Superman and
new Wonder Woman.
Well, they haven't even said a new Wonder Woman for certain.
They did, because they said it's going to be
did they?
Basically what Gunn said in his release was that the Themyscira war that they're going to have is going to be a TV series that's going to lead into the new Wonder Woman. So it's going to be a Game of Thrones style kind of like plot, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's going to lead us into the new Wonder Woman.
But he's saying the new Wonder Woman like movie. He didn't really say the new actress. So
regardless of what everyone's going to sit there and think, it's everyone, whatever you had mindset wise from the original DCEU is gone.
Except, that the Peacemaker cast is going to
stay because his wife is in the show. So
so it's going to be, it's going to be, the same Amanda Waller.
It's good to have connections.
Peacemaker, the same hardcore. Like, it's going to be those same characters. But other than that, he said, oh, well, some of these other actors from these other existing DC movies could stick around, but we don't know anything yet. So I tend to think that he'll probably keep them because that was the show that he made and one of the characters is his wife. But as far as all the other ones, I doubt that we'll see many of them stick around.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe Blue Beetle, because it seems like that's going to be kind of its own thing. That's not.
And he's young enough to play Blue Beetle till he's 50.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. I think we've pretty much talked good about this topic. Let's move on to our next one. We got the Shazam box office results. Now, I haven't looked up this.
I have it.
You have it? So, Jamie, why don't you take us a lead on this one? Give us the results.
Yeah, I made sure to pull this up because I didn't want Dan taking a spotlight right away. So, Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I have the Rotten Tomato numbers up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, the tomato meter is at 51%, meaning that the critics gave it a 51%.
Yeah.
Audience score. Anyone want to take a guess?
I know it because I just looked at it. So
I have not looked at it, so let's see.
Sal, take a guess.
All right. I'm going to go with 39%.
Wow, you're way off.
Oh, God. Was it higher or lower?
You're like higher.
Oh, jeez. All right. 83%.
Higher.
98?
We'll give you the answer.
Yeah.
Now, it's 87 for the audience score.
87.
So it's like a lot of these movies, the audiences like it, the critics don't.
Yeah.
All right.
Which actually
Second
is
question.
a good movie. Okay.
Into it. What do you guys think that the opening weekend numbers were?
I think I read somewhere it was like 70 million. I don't remember if that was
opening weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was domestic or like domestic and worldwide, but I know it's not I know it's below what they were expecting.
Yes. So what do you think, Sam?
I'm not even going to guess on this because I was so horrible on the Rotten Tomatoes one.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I'm getting the right.
You were like me on that when we do that 1 minute thing where you get someone gives you the clues and you have to guess the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly how I felt.
Okay. So the original Shazam opening weekend was 53.5 million.
Okay.
That was just domestic, right?
Yes. I'm going. I think these are all domestic numbers at the moment. It doesn't say anything global.
Yeah, I think the number I saw was a global one.
Yeah. Shazam Fury of the Gods, 30.5 million.
Ooh. But yet it got such a high rating from the audience.
But that's the thing. A lot of times, and I'll lead this and then I'll get off of, the whole spiel on it, is you can't trust reviews.
Yeah.
Like, you can listen to our reviews and then be like, I'm going to form my own opinion on here. We give you an outlet. I'm using us for example. Well, we give you an outlet. We tell you what we think, what we feel from our experience. Now, you go into a book like, I'm using an example. Man of War. Hated it. Can't stand it. Don't ever want to see him on a cover of anything ever again.
But yet you do.
You could pick up that same book and think it is the best thing God's ever created. That's the thing about differences in opinions. Like, even though you think I'm wrong, I'm right. And even though I think you're wrong, you're right too, because you're entitled to what you think. Now, when it comes to the same thing with these is critics are going to be harsh no matter what, because that's their job. Their job is either to put it on a pedestal or tear it apart.
Yeah, there's no in between.
They're looking at it with different eyes than we're looking at it with.
They got different lenses on. They're saying, hey, is this going to get nominated for anything?
Yeah.
Which we kind of covered that prior. Right. So keep that in mind. But the audience score, that's what I always look at. I don't look at the tomato score. I look at the audience score, because if the audience score is still good, then it's worth seeing. The audience is going to rate it on what they expect, if they had a good time or not. Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest aspect. If I'm going to go pay money to go see a movie, you think I'm going to listen to the critic, or you think I'm going to listen to the people that are actually fans?
Right.
And as far as the things that are going on, we've talked about previously about before the show even started with Zachary Levi trying to blame everybody and whatsoever. I don't think it's much of a blame as more of a almost like a, hey, I'm out of a job now, so here's my reasons why, and make it fun.
I needed this movie to be huge so that I could keep playing this character.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it really boils down to, because Shazam's fun. I like the movies. I do. I enjoy them. I enjoy Zachary Levi in the first one and enjoyed the whole cast throughout. The problem is that, like we were talking about with the whole DCEU should have copied the pattern, is, okay, so Shazam is a primary character for the Justice League. How are you going to utilize him in there when you expand your league?
Right.
In these 10 years you got.
Right.
That you got planned out. Now, what do you do from that point? Zachary Levi too old to play Shazam still? Like, those are the questions that need to be answered that aren't. And I think that's what a lot of people and critics are going into, especially the critic side, is, okay, well, we know this is the end. Why do we care?
And not just Zachary Levi, but the fact that Billy Batson is perpetually a little kid. And, with someone that gets older, if you start playing the role in your 30s, you could play it for like a good 10, 15 years, with makeup and stuff. You're not going to look like you age. You can't do that with a little kid. Like, they're going to get older. So, Billy Batson's character is, it is what it is. Like, you can't have an adult play Billy Batson.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so true.
I agree with you on the score, though. I look at the audience scores as opposed to the critics scores. The one thing I always point to is Super Troopers. I think that's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. You look on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 90% audience score and a 36% critic score.
Yeah.
I sit down, I've seen it, I don't even know how many times, and knowing what jokes are coming, I still laugh my head off. So I don't know what, I guess these critics just don't like fun.
Hey, what's that restaurant we went to last week that surges a beer? Oh, you mean Shenanigans?
Nice. So have you guys seen the new Shazam movie?
No, I'm going to my birthday week. I'm going to go out and go see it, because I'm going to go see that. I'm going to go see Super Mario Brothers movie.
I have not seen it. I want to. As I said, when I got my pools, I'm just broke. I couldn't even afford all my pools this week. So,
or slice of pizza at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I get paid at the end of the week, so I'm hopefully going to be able to catch it next weekend. But I mean, I want to see it. I think it looked, from what I've heard, I've heard it's a fun movie. But yeah, I don't know how many people are being, and I've heard some people, seeing what people online have kind of said, like, oh, well, this, they're restarting the DC universe. So, this, what is it? Why do I have to see this? What does it matter? It's not going to tie in with anything. Like, well, it doesn't have to. Like, it could just be a good movie. You could just go and
enjoy it.
Sit there, yeah, enjoy it. Sit there with your bucket of popcorn and sit there for 2 hours and enjoy a fun movie. And if it ends up tying into stuff in the future, that's great. But not every movie that's released has to tie into something else, which it's unfortunate. I mean, I am a little disappointed that the teaser we got at the end of the first Shazam movie is not getting paid off in this, that they went a completely different direction, that they're not using characters from the comics. Though I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, that some of these movies start introducing original characters as opposed to, to just, taking existing ones. Like, I want to see some new stuff there. But yeah, I think that has something to do with it, that they've already announced all this stuff going forward. So people are looking at Shazam and then what's coming up, Aquaman and Blue Beetle and Flash, and just kind of looking at it as, well, none of this is going to matter when this all restarts. So, I kind of want to, and I feel like Shazam is more on the fringe than, well, probably Blue Beetle's more on the fringe, but it's more on the fringe than Flash and Aquaman are, because of, for Flash, because
popularity.
Of the popularity of the character, the stars that are in it. For Aquaman, the popularity of the character and the popularity of Jason Momoa. But it'll be interesting to see, I think, when those movies come out, do they perform at what the expectations are? Are they still making a lot of money, or are they going to kind of be financially disappointing the way this is, because people are going to be apathetic, like, what does it matter? They're going to restart this anyways. Personally, I mean, I'm probably going to go see all the movies. Honestly, the only, the one thing that's got me excited about Flash is Michael Keaton coming back as Batman.
Same.
I want to see them all.
I want to see how they do Supergirl. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, because at first I thought, like, the design of her, the hairstyle, the suit, it's the Supergirl that's that's like from one of the Elseworlds things where it's Superman and Lois's daughter. But then apparently in the movie, that's not the character, that it's like the regular universe Kal-El. So I want to see how, I'm interested to see how they do that too.
So yeah.
So I don't know, what do you think, Sam?
I'm on the fence. I really am. I'm 100% on the fence. But I will give you guys credit on listening to the audience score, because I think that is more important than the critic score. 100% guarantee on that. As for the Shazam character it's himself, I mean, he's a give or take type of character for me. If he's there, he's there. If he's not, I'm not really missing him. And I'm also tired of the trope, and I know MCU has done this in the past too, is giving like a really young kid superpowers. And I'm like, I'm tired of that type of story. Give infinite powers to like a kid or a young teenager. Damn it, give it to like the grumpy old guy down the street, like me. And see what they do with the growth.
I want a green ring to fly through my window right now and be like,
yeah, exactly.
So that's what the character is. That's what the character's been since.
I know. I understand that.
I get what
I understand that. Yeah,
but I get where Sal's coming from too, where it's like now you're just trying to pinpoint that next demographic rather than the people that you grew up watching your movies, watching your shows. 10 years ago, I was 22, like watching Robert Downey Jr., take armor in the first Iron Man.
Right.
Now we're at the point where it's like, how do you bring in the newer generation where we're sitting here like, no, I want,
so
Captain America still.
Yeah, I know. So will I see that in the theater? Not sure yet. Still 50-50 on that. I do want to see Dungeons and Dragons. That will probably take preference over Shazam, in my opinion, for me. So we'll see about that. We'll see what happens with that. But Blue Beetle, I probably will see because it's like something new, and I probably will go to see that one in the theater. As
Yeah.
a barber, I love this podcast. It's the perfect evolution of beard growth. That was good. That was good. Holy Knights, where we are.
I'll say
You're
with
awesome.
Blue Beetle too. Like I'll wait until I see a trailer, but like the pictures I've seen of the costume just look absolutely fantastic.
Right.
And I like the actor that plays him because I like Cobra Kai, and it's one of the main characters from that. But as far as the character itself, like he's someone in the comics, like if he's there, he's there. If he's not, he's not. So
right. So I'll definitely see Flash because for the same reason, Dan, I got to see Michael Keaton again in the Batsuit. That's awesome for me. I'll definitely go for that one. I want to see Aquaman.
Yeah, I'm Batman.
Yeah, what's that?
I said that line in the trailer. He's like, "Yeah, I'm Batman."
Yeah, I'm Batman. Yeah, exactly. That's worth the price of admission right there. If they cut that out, there'll be a riot. I'm telling you right now.
Oh my god! If they cut that out, the Flash movie's gonna just fall apart.
But here's probably a weird one for you guys. But I actually enjoyed the Aquaman movie. I really did. I mean,
so did I.
I don't think the story was 100%, but it was worth enough to me to keep me interested in it, and the special effects were awesome. And so I think we'll see Aquaman 2 just because I enjoyed that one so much.
I like the fact that they didn't shy away from it, and they gave him the orange and green costume. Yeah, they did some tweaks on it because like every costume, you have to tweak it because it looks different, drawn on a page than it will in real life. But they could have easily said, and I love Aquaman's orange and green suit. I've always been an Aquaman fan, but it's easy to look at and say, like, that's cheesy, that's Super Friends, we got to make a badass look for him. I like the fact that they were like, no, we're going to give him the costume and it's going to look awesome. And when he stepped out, when he had finally got it in the movie and he stepped on the screen with it, I was like, that's badass.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. 100%
with the trident, just
yeah. Like I've got it on Blu-ray. My wife bought it for me, and the special effects are just phenomenal in that. And like you said, and I thought honestly, Patrick Wilson as Ocean Master is, for me, for all the DC, movies, because that's I guess still in the Snyderverse. Like for all those movies, Patrick Wilson as Ocean Master was the best villain out of every one of the DC movies that's come out in the Snyderverse yet.
What about Black Manta?
Yeah, Black Manta too. But like I thought Ocean Master, because was the more prominent villain in it. Like you could see his point of view. He's a good actor. They're bringing, they didn't kill him off, which they do too often in these movies. So they're bringing him back, and like I just thought, like everything with him, I thought made him a good villain in it. And we'll see what, bring it back to Sam. We'll see what the, how the villains are in this movie. Like I said, hopefully I'll be able to see it, within the
for box office results though, isn't like week 2 the most prominent or the most important week in any movie opener? Because you can always tell this, because the opening weekend is always everybody's rushing out to go see it. It's brand new, yada yada yada. It's the week 2 weekend.
It's the numbers. Yeah, week 2 numbers that show if it's still holding to the same numbers as week 1,
right? Or roughly,
But it's like, is it going to be, like a steep drop, or is it just going to be all right? It's a slight drop because people already saw it, and they might go back and see it 2 weeks later or something. But
or if another movie had come out right after it.
Yeah, plus the word of mouth they get from people that already saw it.
Very true. Very true. So we'll have to see how week 2 fares for Shazam.
Yeah, definitely. I'm checking one thing real fast.
But
I'm kind of curious on something.
Like I said, I'm just
okay. So we were talking about. Sorry, I cut you off. I'll let you finish up in here a second, Dan. So we were talking about the whole Shazam thing. What was the rating you guys gave on the review? I'm trying to remember for Ant-Man Wasp Quantumania.
Oh, I liked it.
Tim.
I liked it. I gave it
8.5, 8.5, I think.
Okay, so here's the thing, and this is what I'm getting to, is that so many people did like the movie. Now, Shazam: Fury of the Gods, tomato meter, which is the critics, is 51%, and their audience is 87. Ant-Man Quantumania, literally the tomato meter, 47%. And the audience rating is at 83. But it made more because of being a Marvel production.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So,
Well, I think
like I said, I
more
don't trust that score.
I think there's also more tied into it too. Like, you're gonna like for all these movies, you're gonna have people go see them like, based on who the actor is too, and Paul Rudd's a bigger actor than Zachary Levi is.
And who doesn't
But
love
he's
Paul
getting
Rudd?
better scores.
I was gonna say outside of Shazam, Zachary Levi is a TV star. Paul Rudd's a movie star. Like, I mean, there's things like
he played Mike on Friends. That's how you gotta start.
No, I'm talking about like currently, like Zachary Levi did
Yeah.
Shazam, but he hasn't really done a lot movie wise outside of that. Where like Paul Rudd, he still does some TV stuff, but it's movie to movie to movie.
Right.
But yeah, I think
get
the Marvel thing too. You're right. I think it has something where people know like this is going to matter, as opposed to Shazam, where people are like, this isn't going to matter. Which I think it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, on the other movies coming out for DC, like how much it has an effect on them as well. I have a feeling that I don't know about Aquaman or Blue Beetle, but I have a feeling Flash is still going to be a pretty big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
And if
I just wanted to show you guys those two scores because of the fact that we were literally talking about something that's continuing with Ant-Man.
Yeah.
That has lower scores than something that's ending, which is Ant.
Yeah. That's true.
So.
And depending on how Ezra Miller does, I think is also going to be a factor on Flash as well. I mean,
Tom Cruise has already said that it's the best movie ever made.
Yeah.
So.
Tom Cruise got this, told David Zaslav to let him watch it. And
he's like, this is what cinema is.
Yeah, he said like he called the director as soon as it was over and was like, I love the movie. This is the kind of movie we need right now. This is fantastic. Like, so that kind of tells me like, damn, is Tom Cruise going to be joining DC?
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll see.
Who's Tom Cruise going to play in DC then?
Oh God, I don't know.
Don't make him a Lantern. Dear God, please don't make him a Lantern.
He's too short to be Hal.
Yeah.
He's too short. He could be Ray Palmer because he can shrink. He's very small.
That's just mean, guys. That's just mean.
I don't know though. He's already played a fighter pilot a couple times.
Yeah. All right. So, what else do we want to discuss here, gentlemen? We've gone through our two topics. We've gone through our pools. What else do we got? We can free will it for a few minutes.
Yeah,
we will.
Say anything about the Victoria Alonso?
Oh yeah, we should probably talk that a little bit. The DC, the MCU. Was she production executive?
She exited.
She was an executive producer, and then she was the head of, I think, post production and VFX and all that. Like, so basically, she was executive producer on everything, and she was in charge of the special effects and post production. Which, we've seen all these stories with the MCU for the past few months about how people in the FX houses hate working on their movies, that they they don't have enough turnaround time, that they're underpaid. Like we've seen the VFX industry pretty much take a giant dump on Marvel, and how people are saying, I'll never work on one of the movies again. So, I mean, I don't know if that's something that has to do with hers. Cause I mean, first it was reported that she quit, and then there's reports that she got fired. And then there's reports like, no, she didn't get fired. She quit. And who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah. It's just back and forth. See, something like that, I don't really see as a prominent aspect of like what goes into anything, because people quit, complain, leave all the time, and you never know what the real reason is unless it's brought to light in like a court room kind of setting. But there's so many people who left DC. There's so many people who left Marvel. There's people that are still leaving independent work. I mean, look at McFarlane trying to get Spawn. How many writers has that guy gone through? He wrote the whole comic series.
Yeah.
And you're gonna sit there and tell me that you need a writer for the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened when
And
he
you've
was
gone
going to
to
write and direct it himself?
too much time.
Here's the book. Just follow this.
Yeah. I don't care if it's the first story arc or the third.
Mhm.
Just make it to that point. But, and you got to understand too, some of these people, we've even had this kind of issue before, where if you're in the entertainment industry and you can't take criticism, then you don't belong in the entertainment industry.
That's very
you
true.
don't.
Yeah.
And it could be a possibility that was one of the problems. Maybe she got critiqued on stuff that she's done and she didn't like it anymore. We had the whole thing with Dark Blood for ourselves, for example.
Mhm.
We got into it with the writer, but it wasn't any bad altercation. We gave a review. She didn't like the rating that we gave, and we had to sit down and basically have a little spat on YouTube, which you can go check out in the comments at our YouTube channel. And basically be like, look, this was our opinion. Like, we know you have fantastic writers. We know you have X, Y, and Z that you already stated. The problem is that one person gave it a 7.5 out of 10, and you're not happy with it.
Right.
We're sorry. The next person that reviews it might give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But at the same point, you got to take that as being in the entertainment industry as, criticism.
Yeah.
It's not something to demean you. It's not saying that, we hated your work. We're just saying, hey, this is our opinion on it. And that's what I feel like goes into these movies too, with all the effects and everything else. Someone might have one idea, and then whoever's in charge has a different one, and they clash.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting paid to do this. Do it.
Yeah.
Like, your hands kind of tied there. You can't have free reign over. You can't make Thor look like Nova. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just can't. And if you're going to try to change up some things to incorporate that you got to know your line and boundaries.
Yeah,
I just think it'll be interesting to see, if what effect, if any, this has on the stuff going forward. Because I've seen people say like, oh, I don't know who she is, so it doesn't matter. Like, well, there's a lot of people that work behind the scenes. You don't know who they are, but when they leave, it matters. And I've seen people say like, oh, well, the MCU sucks now because of that. Like, yeah, but she's been there since the first. She's been producing stuff, executive producer since the first Iron Man movie. Like, so she was there at the start. So everything that's good that you have to give some credit to her, just like stuff that's bad. So, and if she was,
right.
In charge of the special effects and the post-production and stuff, that, it's nothing that we're going to see probably on the next couple of things, because you would assume for the most part they're done. But, going forward, is there going to be any kind of noticeable difference or not? Like, I don't know how all that stuff behind the scenes with Hollywood works. So I don't know if, someone else will step in and it'll just be smooth sailing or not. Like,
so there's also the possibility that she's probably getting flack because maybe they're not that the people that were doing the work, because I'm sure she's not actually physically doing the work herself. She's the one in charge. She's saying do X, Y, Z, and it's not coming out exactly like X, Y, Z. It's coming out something close, but she's catching flack from, somebody else that's telling her it's not X, Y, Z, but this is what she had to work with. This is what she, this is what came out. It's not like she's actually there on the computer clicking away, and it's probably something to that effect as well. And and people are in those job situations where you're catching flack for other people's, I wouldn't say messes, but other people's imperfection, or not. It's not coming to your specifications,
right?
Then you make the choice and you move on. That type of thing. So there's always that possibility.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know the ramifications of what happened,
right?
Initially, we just know a quick, brief summary. Hey, exited this.
Let me
terrible differences, whatever it may be.
Let me just make a call and I'll find out for you guys. Okay.
Yeah, just call them. Let us know what's going on. We know you have the contact info. If only you did that for the show. No, but it is what it is at that point. Like, you can't. There's no pinpointing exactly what the reasoning is, but if you're catching a lot of flack, I can understand where the problem's coming from.
Right. So
in that instance, I totally. It's not that I don't care. It's just we're like, dance it. We're gonna see what's gonna happen in the next couple movies.
Right.
And then people are gonna be like, why does this not feel like the flavor
Mhm.
that I had before.
That's where
Well,
the proof will be in the pudding.
Well, and I mean, it seems like there's going to be some other changes too, because they've been Marvel's been putting so much stuff out with movies and shows like at a much greater pace than they did before, and now some of the stuff they had they're delaying some of the stuff. The Marvels movie was pushed back. They're saying that What If could get pushed back. And some of this other stuff, and I think was it Bob Iger that said, they're not going to keep, they're going to put the emphasis on quality and not quantity, and they're not going to just keep throwing everything out there with the with the vast amount of stuff that they were. So who knows if there's going to be any other changes coming too.
That's true. Like I said, the proof will be in the pudding when we see it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. I think this is a good time to close it out. And I'd like to say, first of all, thank you to our sponsor, WGG. Go to WGG and save 10% by using the word codex at COD-X, and you can save 10% at checkout. They're excellent energy drink, and you need to check them out. Next up, we got to thank Heroscornercomics, because they're always spot on with their books. Heroscornercomics.com. Use the code word codex, no hyphen this time. Save 20% on the order. I'm Sal, the Slab Guy. You can find me on YouTube on Sal's Comic Corner and Instagram, the Slab Guy 77. Thank you, Dan. And then we got Dan the Man, Dan Kelly. Tell us where you're at.
Yeah, you can, like it says below, you can check me out on Instagram at Dan Kelly Art. I post art, music, writing, all kinds of stuff a few times a week.
Definitely.
So come give me a follow. When I hit 600 followers, I'll do another free art giveaway. So come check it out. And then right above me, we got this guy here with the awesome headband.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Headband. Jamie.
Guys, as always, go check out the codexstation.com. Your one-stop shop for everything Codex. Get some merch, meet the team, let us know what you like, don't like. Find all of our socials on there so you have no reason not to like, share, subscribe, and do whatever you can to be a part of this community, because it is great and it is growing continuously.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, we do have a lot going on. We got new shows, new shorts,
new merch.
One show I'm
New merch
coming out.
That's
gonna be great. But at the end of the day, I just want to let everybody know that we are working on these shows for you guys. And Sal's got one coming. Kevin's gonna have one coming. Dan's got one coming. And there's one I'm really excited for, where the Codex team takes an adventure.
Nice.
Into a different world. So you guys will see that.
Not the TV
very,
show.
very.
Spoiler alert.
Very, very.
It's Vegas and Jamie's paying.
With the loan from Sale.
Yeah, right.
And Sinbad will not be on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But as always, guys, you never know what anyone's going through out there. You don't know what battle they're fighting. So even making someone smile could change the course of their day or life. So always be kind. And we will all see you in the next one, which is tomorrow, because we're doing Comic Character Week, baby.
And who are we doing that ties into what we spoke about tonight?
Yes, indeed. Check it out.
Shazam!
Yeah. So we will see you guys tomorrow. If you're seeing this on YouTube, we'll see you Monday.